Aquascaping is an art. Keeping planted aquariums is an art, is a science. But there are some simple words for it. Patience, calm, de-stress. And patience as in not doctor patient. Okay, patience as in sabr, porme, talme. And the reason I'm saying this is if you want to have a good planted aquarium, the first thing you need is patience. We are at 32-33 days of this tank, and as I promised, I'm giving you another review of what is happening here and what has been happening with the soil, how the plants are responding, and what is going on and all of that, right? This tank has been trimmed on the 30th day, and you will see that. And now it may look a little dull because of the trimming, but it will come back and it will become fully vibrant in about 4 to 5 days, in about a week's time tops. Now, I can actually show this to you once it's fully grown and everything, but let me be honest, I want to finish the review videos in time so that you also understand what is happening at every step we are each given time frame. Now in this aquarium, of course, we had used Indica Soil, we had used the substrate. First 15 days, we went and used the start fertilizer. Then we started the grow fertilizer. We have a video for the 15th day review. You can have a look at what was the status. And we started grow. In between, I got a little impatient and I said, let's increase the dosage, double the dosage of the grow, because I wanted to see faster growth. Now, who doesn't want to see faster growth? So I wanted to also, okay. Somewhere, in my head was like I needed to be faster. Why? No particular reason. Just because. So I increased the dosage of the fertilizer and we saw algae issues. So that was another good reason to do the trimming. The question that comes to a person's mind is when you look at an aquarium and you see that, the plants may not be growing as you would want them to, or you would want them to. You want to see a fully lush aquarium. How long does that take? From the day you start to the day, you get a full lush aquarium, how long does that take? If I go back and think about all my experiences with all the different kinds of soils I've tried and different kinds of combination of products I've tried, anywhere from 60 to 90 days is when you get a good looking growth. Ideally, because in the first 15 to 20 days, the plants are going through a transformation phase or a transitional phase from immersed to submerged. The transition is happening. Now you can speed up that transition by adding ammonia, urea, couple of soils have, and you can speed that up. But is that a right way to do it? Anything you try to speed up, hari bari makes bad curry, you speed it up, something will go wrong. Algae will start. Because you have to speed it up means more nutrition. More nutrition means more nutrition available for the algae, so algae starts growing. So now you're fighting two battles. You're fighting the algae and you're trying to make the plant grow fast, which is kind of completely contradictory. So with Indica Soil, our purpose was to keep the algae down and focus on the plant growth. So in principle, when I look at my aquarium, I'm seeing, this is my need here, I'm seeing that, okay, the growth should be better. Carpet should be fully covered. The cryptocon should be fully grown. Something else should be fully grown. But with this logic, or this thought has no logic, or there's no scientific value for it. There is no fixed data for it. How do you determine this? So what we did was, of course, we did a trimming, we did a water change. Now trimming, wherever we have done trimming, like the rotala and all were grown very tall. You can see now what you're seeing is all the before trimming. We trimmed it and all the excess trimmings, we planted it back around that area so it becomes nice and bushy. Similarly with certain other plants also. Monte Carlo, whatever little extra growth was there on top, like old leaves, little bit of algae because of the extra fertilizer, all that we trimmed off, we cut it out. Same thing with all the other plants, that's what we did. The old leaves of most of the plants like the Altananthera, Styrogane, all that we trimmed out. Now while trimming, something came to my mind and I said, if things are not going as I thought, that is the growth part, then that means the plant should not be growing. Logic, no? So if the plant is not growing, then the root system should not be growing. So I turned around and asked Sandeep, who was doing the maintenance, to show me the root system of each and every plant. Now, first we checked out the Monte Carlo roots. We pulled out one portion to see the roots and we see that the roots are beautiful. Lot of root growth. And this is happening because of the Indica Additives and the start fertilizer that we started off with. Indica Additives again works on the mycorrhiza concept where it increases the growth of roots, and that's what has happened. So your system is actually working. Similarly, we checked out the rotala roots, nice and long, okay, healthy root system. We checked out a few other plants, good root system. So effectively, what is happening now in your first 15 to 30 days is everything is happening under the soil, which is not visible to you, right? So again, you pull it out and see if there is root, so then you understand, oh, it's working. But then visually from the top, what do you see? And how do you understand if my plants are growing well or not? Because you can't keep plucking it out. It's not right. So principally what you need to see is if the plant is not blackening or decaying or rotting, then the system is working. Even if it's a slow growth, even if it's like 1-2 centimeters in a week, that means everything is functioning fine. Okay, that should be the observation. Now I also observed that my Monte Carlo, the leaves are very small and trying to catch on. It seems like that. But then I realized also my lighting hours are more, or my light is too intense. Because again, coming back to the point, Indica soil was designed for all conditions. In the simplest of conditions, we wanted the plant to grow. So now I'm going to reduce my light timing, keep my fertilizer stable, and we are going to see what happens in the next 30 days. So effectively, once you have done your 30 days kind of a heavy water change, you also clean your filter. Make sure that your filter is clean. Add bacteria, because your system has been, filter has been washed, a lot of bacteria loss is there. You add fresh bacteria, and in the next day, ideally you should see a lot of pearling like what's happening right now. So you'll see a lot of pearling. That means the system is working, photosynthesis is happening, and if photosynthesis is happening, then the plants are growing. It's as simple as that. So don't just go by visual analysis. If you're looking at learning and understanding aquascaping better, like I said in the last video, then you need to learn to grow plants better. And plants grow only when there is good photosynthesis. And if the photosynthesis is happening, then the system is functioning properly. Effectively, you have 3 observation points. Primarily photosynthesis, color of the plant, okay, or vibrance of the plant, and of course the plant should not be melting or decaying or blackening. So these are the 3 things that you primarily observe. And yes, if you can, check out the root system just for just like that. Maybe a little, one plant is coming out a little and you just pull it out and see how the roots are doing. That gives you a better idea, and then you understand, yes, my system is working. Now slow and steady always wins the race. And if a hobbyist or a planted aquarium keeper cannot be patient, then you are in the wrong hobby. I mean, sorry for being so straightforward, but that's the fact. I tried to understand why a couple of my users, that is, couple of users of our soil, also felt that the process was slow. Then I realized when we used to use imported soils, the first month we are busy fighting off the algae, so we don't focus on the growth. And here there is no algae. If you're doing everything right, there is no algae. So now you're focusing on the growth. So patience and right focus is very important. Your first 2 months or 60 days is crucial for your planted aquarium to grow and sustain for a long period of time. So don't be in a hurry at this point. Once they get hold of everything, the roots are good, the growth is good, then you do whatever you want to do. You play whatever you want to do, change the fertilizer, increase light, do what you want to do. But at this point, don't be in a hurry. Be patient. Let nature take its course. See, now, nature is always right. Nature knows how to survive. And this is a fact. Nature can survive in the worst of conditions. You just have to be left alone. So now the most important thing that an aquascaper should learn is not to keep poking and fiddling around in your aquarium. The more you fiddle around, the more this will stop acting as it should. See, because staring at this, will it make it grow? No. By poking it, will it make it grow faster? No. By leaving it, letting it be, doing the water change in time, doing your weekly water changes, doing your maintenance, adding fertilizer in time, it will make it grow. So you have to understand what is your function and what is nature's function. And nature's function, we all know, because nature knows what needs to be done. It will take its course, but the result will be stunning. Now I'm actually showing you another of my aquarium, which is almost about now 90 plus days. See, the plant growth here is more experimental because we're using a Chiro's light and we're keeping it at about 70% lighting, which is high. and that's why you see that the plants seem to be growing slowly. That 70% light, if you reduce it, which is what we are going to do, and you will see that in about 15-20 days, I will make a video. Reduce that to about 30-35%, and you will see that the plants start growing taller. Okay, so basic elements, okay, need to be thought out, processed, understood, and remember, if you are using Indica soil, then the simplest of options will work. Good, decent amount of CO2, proper water change, okay, proper lighting, good quality water of course, and patience. And automatically you'll have a good quality aquarium in due course. Again, in the next video we will discuss plant behavior like I told you, and I had also mentioned to you in the video, comment as to what plants you think you want to know about, because I will just take about few plants, okay, the fast moving plants or what hobbyists popularly use, and I will discuss that, and I will not go into detail. So if you want any specific plant that you want me to discuss, please put it in the comments. At the end of the video, you'll also see a quick close-up of some of the plants and see what's happening, so you can get an idea. It's a quick close-up, so you can just watch this over 20-30 seconds just to give you an idea of what you can expect. And I hope this information was useful and helpful to you to better your aquascaping hobby. So again, patience is the key, right? So I'll see you soon. Bye bye.